Could what was supposed to be a simple international trip suddenly spiral into a drama that captured the attention of millions worldwide? This is exactly what happened when Kim Taehyung, known as V from BTS, appeared at Los Angeles International Airport, only for rumors to erupt that he was immediately being sent back to Korea by HYBE. And if that wasn't enough to shock fans, Jungkook's reaction reportedly showed a mix of disbelief and worry that spread like wildfire across social media. That morning, LA airport seemed ordinary at first glance. Fans streamed past, staff went about their usual routines, and the chatter of tourists filled the air. Yet, the cameras of devoted fan sites quickly caught Taehyung walking briskly through the terminal, dressed casually but with a black mask and dark sunglasses concealing most of his features. Though he tried to remain calm, there was an unmistakable weight in his expression, a cold, almost heavy-hearted look that immediately set off alarm bells for fans present. Something was wrong. Why was Taehyung rushing? Wasn't he supposed to enjoy a free schedule after attending a series of events in the city? The hurried steps, the tight posture, the sense of urgency, it didn't feel like the carefree vibe expected from a global star enjoying downtime. Within moments, rumors began to spread. HYBE, it was said, had issued a sudden order for him to return to Korea. The claim was first whispered by airport staff, describing an emergency schedule for a prominent Korean artist. When photos of Taehyung's departure began circulating, the rumor escalated, leaving fans worldwide speculating, what could be so urgent that it forced V to leave Los Angeles so abruptly? And then came Jungkook's reaction. The youngest member of BTS, who had just shared an emotional reunion with the group, was reportedly taken aback by the news. Clips surfaced online showing him struggling to process the information, his usually calm demeanor replaced by an unreadable, tense expression. Fans interpreted his face as a mix of shock, disappointment, and concern, a reflection of the feelings rippling through ARMY everywhere. HYBE, as is often the case with sudden rumors, remained silent. Their lack of explanation only fueled the whirlwind of speculation. Some theorized that the emergency return was tied to a top-secret project or comeback schedule that could not be delayed. Others suspected a deeper, more personal issue. Considering this happened right after the emotionally charged reunion, many fans began asking, why did Taehyung appear so heavy-hearted when leaving LA? Videos captured by attendees showed Taehyung walking past fans with minimal acknowledgement. Unlike his usual warm self, who often waves or smiles for the cameras, he appeared stiff, distant, almost reserved. The change in demeanor triggered waves of concern. Was this truly about professional obligations, or was there something more serious beneath the surface? The incident recalled earlier moments in BTS's career when members had to comply with sudden management decisions. Some ARMY have long criticized HYBE for exerting too much control over personal activities, and Taehyung has always been considered one of the members most openly expressive yet sensitive to emotional pressure. Seeing Jungkook's supposed shock intensified these speculations, suggesting to many that the situation might be heavier than a simple schedule change. International media quickly picked up the story. Some Western outlets described Taehyung's sudden departure as a mysterious, unusual move, while Korean media reported cautiously, sticking only to verifiable facts, V had left the airport. Yet armies around the globe flooded social media with questions. Why so sudden? Why did Jungkook look so shocked? What is really going on with BTS? Theories began connecting this event to the recent BTS reunion. Some fans suspected lingering backstage tension. Others thought HYBE might be managing the situation to prevent a public misunderstanding. Another possibility floated around, that the departure was part of a strategic move to reset BTS's public image, keeping the group in headlines during their transitional period. But if that were true, why did Jungkook's reaction appear so unprepared, so heavy? The questions only multiplied. For a while, speculation ruled the narrative. Fans waited anxiously for official confirmation from HYBE or statements from Taehyung, but nothing was forthcoming. Meanwhile, the mystery of his departure continued to dominate conversations. The lack of social media posts from Taehyung added another layer to the suspense, leaving fans desperate for clarity. Yet as the rumor mill churned, facts began to emerge. Contrary to viral claims, HYBE did not issue a sudden, emergency order. Reliable sources clarified that Taehyung's return to Korea had been scheduled well in advance, part of his routine commitments that were simply not publicly announced. The airport sightings, the hurried walk, the brief and quiet greetings, all were consistent with a high-profile artist managing a tight schedule, nothing more. And what about Jungkook's widely interpreted shock? Context revealed the video in question had been taken during a separate conversation, unrelated to Taehyung's departure. His serious expression was paired with the wrong narrative, creating the illusion of surprise or distress. In reality, he had not publicly reacted to V's return. The viral shocked Jungkook moment was a product of misinterpretation and coincidence, amplified by social media. This incident serves as a striking reminder of how rapidly perception can spiral out of control in the digital age. One small moment, a hurried walk through an airport, a serious look in passing, can transform into a worldwide news event, especially when fans are deeply invested in the lives of their idols. ARMYs, with their characteristic dedication and intense attention to detail, were caught up in an emotional wave, unknowingly fueling a narrative that was far removed from the truth. Taehyung remained professional throughout, and BTS as a group stayed united. HYBE later issued a concise clarification: the Los Angeles portion of Taehyung's schedule had concluded, and he was continuing his commitments in Korea. There was no emergency, no conflict, no drama as imagined. The narrative of a sudden, forced return had been a misunderstanding amplified by speculation and incomplete information. This episode underscores the dual nature of BTS's influence. On one hand, it demonstrates the group's immense global impact. Every step, expression, or movement can dominate news cycles. On the other, it highlights how vulnerable their image can be to rumors, misinterpretation, and the emotional intensity of a devoted fanbase. It is a lesson in patience and perspective for ARMY: verify, wait for official information, and avoid drawing conclusions based solely on incomplete visuals or speculative reports. Ultimately, the trip from Los Angeles to Korea was part of Taehyung's normal activities as a global artist. There was no evidence of coercion, conflict, or undue pressure from HYBE. Jungkook's so-called shock was misread; his expression had been taken out of context. The widespread speculation was fueled more by emotion than fact. Now that the full story is clear, one thing is certain: Taehyung remains professional, Jungkook continues to support his fellow member, and BTS remains solid as ever. For ARMY, the lesson is equally important: while passion and concern are natural, baseless rumors can distort reality and unnecessarily